Today I bring you a truth, profound in its simplicity and powerful in its application. Success is not something to be chased. It is something to be attracted. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you saw a magnet chase the needle? Never. And yet the needle finds its way to the magnet with precision and purpose. So it is with success. The man who chases success too often finds himself running endlessly, breathless, discouraged, always a few steps behind his dream. But the man who becomes magnetic, who builds himself into a force of purpose, discipline, and clarity, he becomes the kind of man success cannot help but find. You see, success does not respond to desperation. It is allergic to fear, and it cannot be wooed by panic or need. Success responds only to definiteness of purpose, to a clear, unwavering vision backed by faith, persistence, and the power of the subconscious mind. If you wish to attract success, begin with this principle. Create within yourself the conditions that success finds irresistible. Do not seek to manipulate outer events before you have mastered your inner world. Most men chase after money, chase after titles, chase after validation. They believe if they run fast enough or work long enough, success will come panting behind them. But success does not come that way. Success is like a shadow. The more you chase it, the more it eludes you. But stand still in purpose, act with faith, and align yourself with the laws of the universe. And success will walk quietly behind you like a loyal companion. Ask yourself, who must I become to attract the results I desire? That is a more powerful question than what must I do to get what I want. For being always precedes doing. Your inner condition determines your outer results. You cannot plant seeds of doubt and expect to harvest confidence. You cannot harbor resentment and expect to radiate abundance. You attract who you are, not what you wish for. The law of attraction is not a trick of the mind. It is a law of vibration. Your thoughts are the blueprint, your emotions are the fuel, and your actions are the builders. But none of these matter without belief. Belief so strong that you act as if your success is already certain. When I interviewed the greatest minds of our time, from Edison to Ford to Carnegie, I found a common thread. They were not the most talented, not the most educated, but they were definite in their goals and magnetic in their focus. They did not knock at the door of success and beg for entry. They prepared themselves so well that the doors flew open at their arrival. So how do you attract success? First, clarify your desire. Vague wishes produce vague results. Be specific. Success is drawn to precision. Second, cultivate a burning desire, not a passing wish, but a hunger so strong it overrides fear, fatigue, and failure. Third, act with unwavering faith. Doubt repels success. Belief attracts it. Fourth, persist without exception. The road will challenge you, test you, delay you, but if your vision is rooted in purpose, you will not bend. Fifth, and perhaps most important, become a person of value. Give more than you take. Serve more than you demand. The world pays richly those who enrich others. My friends, do not chase. Build, grow, believe, become. Success is not out there, somewhere in the distance. It is within you, waiting to be awakened by clarity of thought and boldness of action. When you cease chasing and start becoming, success will not be a prize to win. It will be a consequence of who you are. Attract it. Do not chase it. And you will find in time that it has been chasing you all along. The average man commits a common mistake, and he commits it repeatedly throughout his life. He believes that success is something out there, waiting at the end of some road he has not yet traveled. He looks upon success as a destination, as a treasure to be chased, caught, and kept. And so he runs first in one direction, then another. He chases money, then abandons it for titles. He chases titles, then trades them for fame. And all the while, he runs himself ragged, only to discover, often too late, that he has spent his life pursuing shadows. Now let me tell you a secret, a truth known only to those who have taken the time to study the laws that govern life's success and failure. Success is not found through pursuit. It is drawn to the individual by the law of attraction, which is activated only when a man brings himself into harmony with his desires. It is not the chase that brings reward. It is the internal alignment with your vision that compels success to reveal itself to you. The world responds not to your desperation, but to your vibration. You may work from sunrise to sunset. You may labor and sweat and sacrifice, but if you are not in mental harmony with what you seek, you will repel it like oil repels water. But if your thoughts are clear, your desires definite, and your belief unwavering, you will pull toward yourself the people, circumstances, and ideas necessary for success to manifest. You must learn to tune your inner world to the frequency of the result you desire. Just as a radio must be tuned precisely to a station to receive a signal, your mind must be attuned to the outcome you seek. Thoughts are powerful. They are forces. They vibrate, they attract, they create. If your dominant thought is fear, you will attract more circumstances that confirm it. If your dominant thought is confidence, the world will shape itself to reinforce your strength. It is not what you want that matters, it is what you expect. An expectation is not merely a wish, it is the emotional state of belief fused with imagination. When you see yourself already in possession of that which you desire and feel the emotional thrill of its attainment, you activate a powerful creative process that brings forth opportunity and guidance from seemingly invisible sources. But here's where most fail. They seek results before they have mastered their state of being. They want wealth without thinking like the wealthy. They want leadership without possessing clarity, vision, or self-control. They want love while living in fear and scarcity, and so they chase, and they chase, and they wonder why the world does not respond. The truth is this: you do not get what you want, you get who you are. The man who becomes a living embodiment of success will never lack opportunities to express it. His very presence opens doors. His mindset attracts partnerships. His actions radiate confidence and draw cooperation from others. He does not chase. He prepares and then he allows. So I urge you to stop for a moment. Stop the chasing and look inward. Ask yourself, have I become the person worthy of the thing I seek? Have I built a mind so definite in purpose, so confident in belief, that success has no choice but to respond? No man is ever defeated until he is defeated in thought. And no man is ever truly successful until he has built his success on the solid rock of internal alignment. When your thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and actions are all singing in harmony to the same note, the world must respond. This is law, not theory, not wishful thinking, but law as real as gravity and as unyielding. Your job is not to chase what you want. Your job is to become the kind of person to whom those things naturally flow. Become success in mind, in spirit, in habit, and the results will be drawn to you as the river is drawn to the ocean. There is no struggle in this path, only harmony, intention, and faith. Remember this always: external victory is only a reflection of inner mastery. Change yourself, and the world will follow. There is no substitute for clarity of purpose. A man without a definite goal is like a ship without a rudder. He may be strong, well-built, and prepared for the voyage, but without direction he is at the mercy of every wind and current. He drifts, and so does the man who has not made up his mind about what he wants from life. He may be talented, he may even be driven, but without direction he expends his energy in vain. He wanders in circles, he chases many things and catches none. Every man who has ever achieved greatness, every woman who has ever carved her name into the stone of history, began with this same step. They decided what they wanted. Not vaguely, not casually, not someday or somehow, but definitely, with conviction, with fire, with such vivid clarity that the picture in their mind became more real than the circumstances of their life. And then they backed that vision with unwavering belief and persistent action. Success is not drawn to uncertainty. The universe does not reward indecision. The man who hesitates, who doubts, who cannot tell you with boldness what he is here to accomplish, he will spend his life watching others succeed. He will applaud their victories, envy their progress, and never understand why he remains stuck. It is because he never planted his feet and said, "This is what I want. This is where I'm going. Definiteness of purpose is not only the starting point of all achievement, it is the very foundation upon which all power is built. A clear, well-defined purpose is like a magnet. It attracts ideas, it attracts people, it attracts opportunity. The more definite your aim, the stronger your pull. The man who knows exactly what he wants and pursues it with focus becomes a force. He begins to move the world around him. He stirs up motion where there was stillness. He causes things to happen. Let me remind you, the great industrialists I once interviewed, men like Carnegie, Ford, Edison, did not stumble into success. They chose it. They committed to it. They made decisions once and for all. When others wavered, they held steady. When failures came, and they always do, they adjusted their sails but never their destination. Their definiteness of purpose made them unstoppable because it gave them the one thing most people lack: direction. Without a clear purpose, the mind is scattered. It cannot concentrate. It cannot commit. It wastes energy thinking about too many things and finishes none. But when the mind is focused, when it is unified under one dominant aim, it becomes a tool of extraordinary power. It can solve problems. It can generate new ideas. It can overcome resistance. This is the secret of the successful. They do not allow distraction to dilute their energy. They concentrate it. The average man says, "I'll try this, and if it doesn't work, I'll do that." And so he tries many things and excels at none. But the man with a definite purpose says, "This is what I will do. I will burn every bridge behind me. I will persist in." And because he refuses to quit, because he knows exactly what he is after, life eventually gives way to him. That is not luck, it is law. You will find that once you define your purpose clearly, strange and powerful things begin to occur. You meet people who seem to be placed in your path by fate. You come across books, ideas, and opportunities that seem to be tailor-made for your journey. This is no accident. It is the universe responding to the signal you have sent out. For when you are definite, you begin to vibrate with the rhythm of your purpose. And vibration attracts like energy. Do not wait for clarity to come from outside. It must come from within. Sit quietly. Ask yourself, what do I truly want? If there were no limitations, what would I do? What is the one thing I can devote my life to with passion, with integrity, with all my heart? When the answer comes, write it down. Etch it into your soul. Make it your creed. And then let that one purpose shape your thoughts, direct your habits, and mold your future. A man who knows where he is going is never lost. He may encounter storms. He may take detours, but he will always return to his course. Be that man. Be that woman. Know your destination. And with faith, persistence, and clarity, success will have no choice but to come to you. It is a universal truth as unshakable as the law of gravity that no man may reap until he has first sown. This truth governs the flow of riches, the gaining of influence, and the attainment of all enduring success. You may desire wealth, recognition, or achievement in great measure, but unless and until you give value in equal or greater measure, those rewards will remain forever beyond your reach. The man who seeks to get something for nothing is living under a delusion. He is violating the very laws that control prosperity, and for this he must pay, not in money, but in disappointment, frustration, and loss. The world owes you nothing. It rewards only one thing: value. And value can only be created by those who understand that service comes before compensation. Consider the great fortunes of the world. Were they built by accident? Did they fall into the laps of idle dreamers? No. They were built on service rendered, on needs fulfilled, on problems solved. The wealthiest men in history were those who gave the most, who served the greatest number of people with the greatest quality of service. Their riches were not the cause of their power, they were the effect of it. It is not money that makes a man valuable. It is the man's ability to create value that makes him deserving of money. And value is not created by wishful thinking or idle motion. It is created through thought, skill, effort, imagination, and a genuine desire to uplift others. You must never forget this. The man who is indispensable, who gives more than he is paid for, who does more than is expected, cannot long be held back. He rises, often without even intending to, simply because the world cannot afford to ignore him. He becomes like a beacon in the dark, and those in search of solutions seek him out. If you wish to attract riches, ask not, how can I get more, but rather, how can I give more? The shift in thinking is subtle, but the results are profound. Begin by giving more energy to your work, more kindness to those you meet, more excellence to the tasks before you. Refuse to perform merely at the level of your pay. Rise above it. Outperform your wage. Outserve your role. And soon you will find that the law of increasing returns begins to operate in your life. You cannot sow generosity and reap poverty. You cannot plant seeds of excellence and harvest failure. What you give freely, fully, and consistently will return to you multiplied, pressed down, and overflowing. But it must be given first, always first. That is the test. I have seen men of modest means rise to great heights, not because they were born into privilege or educated in the halls of the elite, but because they made themselves valuable. They became problem solvers. They became servants of vision, protectors of quality, masters of their craft. They did not beg for riches. They attracted them by becoming so useful, so effective, so honorable in their work that riches could not ignore them. And yet so many waste their time waiting for the promotion before they perform, waiting for recognition before they give their best. This is backward thinking. It leads only to mediocrity and resentment. The wise man gives first. He creates first. He serves first. And because of this, he is eventually rewarded, often in ways greater than he imagined. It is not beneath you to serve. It is not foolish to give more than you are paid for. These are the marks of future greatness. These are the signs of the man or woman destined to rise. The world may overlook you for a season, but if you continue to build value through your words, your deeds, your solutions, it cannot overlook you forever. Build yourself into a person of such extraordinary value that no employer, no partner, no client can do without you. Let your name be whispered in rooms where decisions are made, not because you demanded attention, but because your work commanded it. Remember this great principle and etch it into your heart. You will be paid in direct proportion to the value you create. Nothing more, nothing less. Therefore, if you want more, become more, serve more, give more, solve more. And when you do, riches will be drawn to you, not because you chased them, but because you earned them in spirit long before they ever arrived in form.